Right, welcome. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Sprint 22 review for the EagleEye project here in SSW. So for the review from the last sprint that we had, the sprint goal, the main goal, was preventing a data loss when people leave the company. So this is an important goal that we're looking at the moment. And what we wanted to do is finish the architecture and infrastructure of this. So we didn't quite finish this goal, but we did do a bunch of work around this. And there was a bunch of other PBIs that we did complete in the sprint, which we will have a look at shortly. So the sprint duration was 1.5 weeks. So this was due to the Easter holidays that we have. Normally we just do a 1 week sprint though. Scrolling down, you can see the time spent by all the members in the team here. And then we have all of the work that was completed in the sprint. So I'm just going to switch over to GitHub here and to the previous sprint so we can start having a look at the done PBIs. So the first one here, this was kind of a big one, adding categorization to the existing check by report. So if I come over to the report here, now previously this report used to be called just the checked by report, and then it would only look at emails that have been checked, but then we could do some categorization within that. Now, over the last few sprints, we have been changing the underlying data model, and we now have a split between what we call categories and tags. So a category is basically what the email is about. So it could be about a daily Scrum email to be sent out. It could be, what's another example, about a specific sort of meeting with a client, initial meeting, etc. So that is like the, what the email is about, the purpose of the email. But within the email itself, we have sort of like some other rules that we apply to emails. And one of those is that the email could be checked. So we now have this new drop down over here, so we can filter by different tags. So at the moment, we only have the check by tag, but in future, we're going to have other ones such as per our conversation and for the record, which are two other common types of emails as well. So previously, this report looked a lot simpler. Now we've got a lot more control over how we can look at this report. We've got our categories over to the right over here. So we can slice and dice by these categories. If we wanted to see who had sent suggestion emails, we've got a nice filtering here. Or if we wanted to see these two things together, then we can see all of the emails that have not really been categorized by anything. That's this red bar here. So the goal is for us to add more tags and categorizers in so that this number of other emails just gets smaller and smaller. But the nice thing now is that we can now click on these suggestion emails here to just concentrate on the emails that have been categorized or tagged successfully, which is very nice. Right, jumping back to the complete work. Adam, yes.
Yes, I have a question just on that report. I'm trying to get a handle on the tags and categories. If I was to say I want to measure someone that sends a for the record email, and there's another one that we look at as per our conversation, and someone says, as per our conversation, for the record, I don't think we should be using Azure for this project. Are they tags or categories, those two phrases, as per our conversation and for the record?
Yeah, so those two, we would create tags for those. They would be tags. Yeah. So I guess the way that I see it, or I think the easiest way to explain it, is a category is normally deemed from the title of the email. Like an email is sent about a certain subject, and it's the title of the email that gives us the category. Now within that email, we may have a for the record, as per our conversation, and check by. We might have all of those things in the email. But all of those things are related to the subject. So the subject is really the category, and those other constructs for the record, as per our conversation, for the record, etc., are all bits within the body of the email, additional things that we're searching for.
Right. So an email can have only one category and all the different tags are in the body.
Correct. That is exactly spot on. Yeah. Make sense?
Great. Move on.
All right. So the other done PBIs from the sprint, we have this user-defined rule here. So if I jump over to that, this was a rule that we've added some new guidance around using bicep to manage Azure infrastructure. there is this new kind of thing that we can use called user-defined data types, just to help you structure your biceps a bit better. So if you want to learn about that, go and check out this rule. Now, we've been doing a lot of work to publish all of our videos to the YouTube channel. So if I'm just going to pull this down over here. Come over there, you can see all of the YouTube videos from our past sprint reviews and planning, etc. up here. Rick has done some nice work on coming up for a really nice looking thumbnail for all our videos, which looks pretty schmick in my opinion. So that was something that we did in this last sprint. And we fixed a few bugs as well. So these ones, I think we'll just jump into the PBI. This one here, previously, if you would slice down to a specific tag or category, it was keeping all the other data within the graph. So now if you select one of these categories, do we have a screenshot? Yeah, I mentioned this before. So all of the other data is actually removed from the chart. So these numbers make a lot more sense, whereas previously it's kind of hard to figure out what's going on because the other category sort of dwarfed all of the emails there. Okay, and then moving on to the next one here. So this was just a small bug, which was around, I think, did we have a GIF here? Yeah, we did. When we would basically set up a date range in a filter, if we were, I think, changing these toggles here, these date ranges would reset when they shouldn't have done. So now that bug's been fixed so that we can change these different filters and the date range stays the same. So that was all of the work completed in Sprint 22. Any questions or comments from anyone?
Looks awesome.
Okay, cool. So I will move on to the sprint planning, or our sprint forecast, sorry. So I think for this one, I'll just jump into, in fact, the sprint goal. So for the next sprint, our goal is to continue working on preventing data loss when people leave the company. So in this next sprint, we will be finishing the architecture diagram and making some updates to the container job as well. So if we jump back into GitHub just to have a look at all these PBIs. So here, this is the main one associated with the goal that I just mentioned, and along with this one as well. So this is really documenting the architecture, and this is making a change to split our current jobs, or sort of re-architect the code base a little bit so that we're using our EagleEye CLI to with different commands to run these different jobs that we want to run. So just a small change here to remove an unneeded license from the code base. We are planning on actually adding a new feature this sprint, which is the daily Scrum emails. So after this one, we'll be able to see how many daily Scrums are being sent by everyone in our report. So that's a nice new feature to have. And there is another feature here that we're going to add in. So currently the report includes replies to an email chain. So we are going to make a change so that only the first email that gets sent is included in any specific category, and all the replies to that are not going to show up in the report. Any questions about any of those new PBIs for the upcoming sprint?
No, they sound good. Sounds like
awesome.
Mostly working on fixing the data loss when an employee leaves.
Correct. That is the main one with these two big ones here. Awesome. So that brings us to the end of the sprint forecast for sprint 2023, I believe. So thanks everyone for joining us, and see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Is he gone? For real?